Alright, this particular problem that we're going to work through involves voting methods, and we're going to use the voting methods applet to answer the question below. The Timbuktu University snow ski team is planning to host an invitational race event. They must conduct a vote to determine the event date. The dates they have chosen are from A. December 8th, B. December 15th, C. January 5th, and D. January 12th. The 11 team members turn in the following ballots showing their preferences. Construct a preference table for these ballots. Click here to use the applet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this applet that Pearson provides for us. But first we got to remember that this problem is going to involve 11 voters because there are 11 team members, and each one of the team members has established what their preferences are. And you'll notice that there are 11 sets of preferences, meaning that the first team member, for example, chose date C or January 5th to be their preference. So now what we're going to do is use the applet. So go ahead and left click on the link in the problem, and that will bring up the applet. And the applet looks just like this. And there are instructions that you should read through before you begin to work the problem, even though I'm going to go through how to use this. The first thing we need to do is create a preference schedule. First off, we need to set up the number of candidates, which in this case there are 4 dates to choose from, so we will change it to 4, and you'll notice there are now 4 rows. There are 11 people voting, so we're going to have 11 columns. And then we're going to go up here to these values, and each one of these columns is only going to have a single voter. So we're going to change the 0 to 1, and you'll notice as we increase these values, this link or this total is going to increase. And you're going to continue to do that for all 11 columns. Once you've done that, it will bring you back to your first selection for the first column. Noticing that right here, this first selection is going to be C, and that's what we're going to put into our vote. And so we left click and we select C. We can go ahead and use the tab key, which will take us over to the next column, and then we can go ahead and do it by rows, or we can go ahead and complete each column. Notice that if I continue down through the column that I've started in, I only have 3 possibilities to select from now. And that makes sense because we've already chosen C. So the next one is going to be right here, which is going to be A, and then we'll choose B, and then we'll choose D. And we will do that for all 11 columns until everything has been established in the table. So we'll choose A, then we'll choose B, and then we'll choose D. And you'll notice that it cycles down to the last remaining choice. The next column is going to be C, B, D, A. And then the third column will be C, A, B, D. And then we will continue through the entire column until we've completely filled it out. So now that we've completely filled out the table, and we can go ahead and go back to the beginning by hitting tab from this last column, we'll go ahead and we will begin to calculate. First off, let's go ahead and left click save so that it saves the table data, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the plurality method. So we'll go ahead and left click the plurality method tab. This sets the data table. We can scroll down so that we can see everything. We can even scroll through the table to make sure that we have inputted the data correctly according to the table that was given in the problem. But now we're going to select a candidate. So we'll select candidate A, and that's going to tell us the number of first place votes. Then we'll select candidate B. There were 5 first place votes. Candidate C, There were 4 first place votes, and then candidate D with 2 first place votes. And this tells us what the election results are, and we see that part B, or I should say candidate B, or the date of December 15th, is the preferred date. And that would be the value that you select in the problem.